Hello again, my name is Ven, and I'm doing another OC Speedpaint video. 2022, let's go! I'm redesigning OCs again, of course, when is that never a thing that I'm doing? In this video, I'll be redesigning Hazel, and explaining some things about her that I just was never able to in the past, because in my past videos, they're awful. So, let's get right into it. Right now in the video, I'm starting off with a full body sketch and some other little profiles with like certain emotions and other details that is, part of her personality. I have notes right here for some reason. I don't know why I'm not reading them. But anyways, her personality. I wanted her to go for like this, like, I don't know how to describe, but so I wrote down that she is sensitive, she is very kind, and she's resilient, and she's adventurous. So I also put down some negative character traits, which would be insecure and a bit oversensitive, because her being sensitive can also lead to her being very sensitive, which yeah, she cries a lot. She cries very easily, like me. So she cries very often in this story, or she tends to get very over emotional in the story when certain things happen. So, as an example, in the webtoon that I created that I am no longer updating, I was trying to go through the theme where like every episode she like has a moment where she's very emotional and is crying about something. So I guess that is a part of her in a way, which, and that's why she's sensitive. The notes are very, very sloppy and all over the place. No. So, for her design, I wanted her to be sort of based around flower types, like a viola or violets, essentially. And the thing that I also put down is that she's resilient, and in common, wow, words. So she's resilient, and there are resilient flowers, right? So she is a resilient flower. I don't know. That's what the notes don't make any sense. I swear. Just look at them for yourself. They make no sense. All in all, she's resilient. She can handle certain situations. She can kind of adapt to certain situations that she's in. And that's kind of how I wanted her to be for the most part. Also, I really, really want people in the story, like all the other characters, to have, or to describe Hazel using like flowery language. Like, I imagine someone would describe her as, she's as innocent as a daisy, or she's a thorn in my side, or she's like a rose bush, etc., as a way to describe her by just word of mouth, and also the way she acts. Also, yeah, I don't know what is with me with flowers. I really like flowers. So, and I guess a little hobby that she does is like her family has a little garden on the side of her house in the backyard. And she oftentimes goes back there to water flowers or take care of them. I mean, originally it is her mother's garden, but essentially her mother and her take care of the plants. They're both green thumbs, they both have green thumbs. So she essentially takes pride in taking care of plants. And that there's also something else that makes her do it, but let's not get into that. It's a spoiler. And what I put down for her aesthetic is flowercore and cottagecore. If you don't know what that is, just Google it, and I assure you, it's fitting for her. And I just imagine she's really into that type of stuff. And what I put down for for her attire, she likes to wear dresses, but she loves being comfortable at the same time. So later you'll see that I drew her in just a regular little old hoodie that she wears, and Converse and stockings and shorts. That's it. That's really how she usually dresses at first, and then gradually over time, as she gets comfortable, she wears more dresses, and other stuff that suits her personality, of course. Some of her physical traits that you'll see later when I start coloring, which I think it should be soon. She has purple eyes. She has a cowlick, which is the little piece of hair that is over top of her head. She's like 4'4", and she has dimples. That's basically what I put down, besides the obvious like skin colors and stuff. And in season 1 of the story, she wears glasses, and in the rest of the season, she doesn't. Yeah, I wish I understood why I made that decision, but I'm keeping it. So that's basically it for her physical traits. I wrote down like little quirks that she does. She likes to talk with her hands, and she's very expressive, and she has a slight stem where she chews the inside of her mouth. That's just something I put down as, I don't know. It's really, I was like, I was gonna give them little quirks. And I don't mean My Hero Academia quirks, I mean just little things that they do. No. And last couple of things, I wrote down her wants and wishes, and just a brief description of her, for her wants and wishes. And her needs, I put, she wants to be accepted by others and her peers, which will lead to her character development throughout most of the story, throughout the seasons. Yeah. Woohoo. Which leads to her needs, which is underneath it. It says to accept herself, which is something that she's gonna learn eventually, like I said, throughout the story. And because of her want to be accepted by her peers, here is the description that I wrote for her. And I'm paraphrasing because it doesn't make any sense. Hazel was told that she was special, but as she grew older, she began to lose hope, because she had not yet developed her powers, making her a late bloomer. She began to stride through her adolescence with the tormenting reality that she is a late bloomer, and having no powers, she was proclaimed as a human, leading to her being ostracized or even pitied. After a while, she just got used to it, but when it came to her going into high school with other mythical beings and creatures, this is when she realizes that she is indeed in the lion's den, and that she needs to fit in as a way to survive high school. And that's how the story starts, I guess. She basically gets sent to a mythical high school with her sister Helen, and she hasn't developed her powers yet, or at least had been able to, so she is essentially sent there anyways by her moms. I don't know why they do that, but she gets sent there, and she has to find ways around not having powers and defending herself. I mean, she does develop her powers eventually, but they kind of come a little soon after-ish. I don't know. But yeah, that's basically her story. This OC, she's pretty, I want to say she's the oldest OC I've had. I mean, I have some pretty old OCs that I still use to this day, but she's one of the first few OCs that I've created. She was originally, oh god. So Hazel. My Little Pony OC was named Hazelnut, so eventually she was originally a My Little Pony OC, but then I turned her into just Hazel. I mean, her nickname's still Hazelnut, I like to imagine, but no. So, yeah, I mean, she's come a long way. And yeah, she also did become a self-insert at some point. I knew she was a self-insert. You guys probably know she was a self-insert if you watched my other past videos of her. So, yeah, no, she's no longer a self-insert. Also, her last name, her full name is Hazel Shropshire. Listen, don't ask me where I got the last name from, but I just googled it, and it's named after a freaking landlocked state in, like, Europe somewhere. In, like, Birmingham. I don't know where I came up with that last name. It's not even a good surname. Don't ask, alright? It's so stupid. But I like the name. I like the surname. I'm not gonna change it. It's been like that for all these years. Why am I gonna change it? It's just the fact that she's named after a small country. Oh god. Or whatever it is. I don't know if it's a country or not. Correction, is a county. It is a county. My bad. Sorry, British people. I don't know. Anyways. I did a lot of reflecting on this character and what I wanted her to be. Before, she was kind of bland. Like, I'm being serious. She's the most blandest protagonist I had ever created. And looking at my original comic that I made when I was in like 6th to 7th grade, she was awful. I hated her. And all the writings that I did of her in my Wattpad or whatever, it was awful. She was an awful character. I'm just like, who even is... I knew it was a self-insert, I know. But, like, I just couldn't help but just be like, am I supposed to like her? She was... No, she's awful. I don't like her. But now I kind of do, because I spent a lot of time rebuilding her and, you know, making her more likable, I guess, and flawed, and understandably not human, because they're not humans, but more human in quotes. So, I don't know, I just wanted a character, a protagonist, that is actually a protagonist. Because for a while, I was looking at her, and I was looking at Henry, and I'm like, Henry has more interesting stuff going on than you do. What do you have to offer? And I was this close to just simply pushing her aside and giving Henry the spotlight. I'm laughing, but like I'm kind of serious. Because Henry had so much going on with him. I thought he was a more interesting character than she was, and I was like, okay, I can't get rid of her. Because what's the point? The story's about her. I can't just get rid of her and put Henry in the spotlight. No. He's a secondary protagonist. But anyways. But yeah, I was just like, I really need to do something with her. She is just two-dimensional, very bland. So this is what I did to her. I made her better. I mean, I always thought she could be good enough. Wait, no, that sounds really sad. Anyways, I knew she could be better. I always loved her, even with her flaws and me not really liking her that much. But I knew that I could just up her personality, her wants and wishes, all that other stuff. So, you know, she's a lot better now. I like her now. And I hope for more time with her when writing stories. Oh my god. But yeah. This is Hazel. This is all I have for now. I'm gonna do other characters eventually. And I hope that you guys enjoyed the video and you like and subscribe and comment and, you know, ask me questions. Follow my Tumblr, Instagram. That's it. So, and I guess you could read my webtoon, but I'm not really continuing it because I got kind of like overwhelmed with work and school, just school. So I might just do mini comics as like a side hobby and post them whenever. But you know, you can still read the webtoon, it's still up there. So yeah, and thanks for watching, and see you later. Thanks.